My dear students, today we shall try to understand Robert Frost as a poet in a nutshell. It's a well-known fact that he is a famous American poet or 20th century poet. It is highly surprising that an ordinary person working on farms with his own hands should make such an important mark in the field of poetry. He attained this status as a poet by his unflinching devotion to poetry and his determination to adopt it as a whole-time vocation or profession. Now, as a matter of fact, he has no rigid, fixed or definite definition of poetry. He considers poetry as words that have become deeds. It means his words or poems changes into actions or deeds. A poem's freshness and originality lie in its flow from delight to wisdom. As a result, almost each and every poem of the poet begins with delight and ends in wisdom. He was an advocate neither of poet as a pure art or as a pure preaching. Thus, to him, matter and manner, content or form, both are equally important. He transferred the path of poetry to the path of true love. Each poem begins with an impulse to which the individual surrenders himself. Frost considers the poet to be an accidental collector of impressions and of knowledge. He disapproved poetry as a vehicle for expressing disgust, depression, or frustration. Man shouldn't complain of any lack of design in the universe. He must have faith in the universe. Due to his limited intelligence, he can't probe the universe. Nothing and nobody can forecast our future. It is the predicament of human lot that we can't foresee our future. Difficulties, trials, and tribulations of the world serve as a trial ground or battleground for the progress of human soul. Frost insists that man should not give way to fear, that life is of no avail, but work with courage, hope, and faith with field allotted to him. In my opinion, we must keep in mind the famous line of a famous poem, A.H. Cuff, say not the struggle not availeth, means struggle is never useless, it's always useful. It brings success at last. Now, the next issue, his approach to human conditions is sympathetic. His heart is full of milk of human kindness for every character. He has profound, deep love for the poor, miserable, the downtrodden, and underdogs. His poetry is a complete and comprehensive commentary on the country life or pastoral life. Briefly speaking, it depicts a complete panorama of pastoral life of America, means rustic folk of America, specific region north of Boston and New Hampshire. He follows the traditions of pastoral poetry of T.V. Shelley and Matthew Arnold. Their poems respectively as Adonis and Thyrsis. All his poems depict the manners and morals of country life. Like Wordsworth, he prefers the calm and simple, unsophisticated, rustic life to the noisy and complex urban life. Last but not the least, he is a patient and persistent seeker after truth or reality. In his poems, we have dual meaning, double meaning. One is simple or ordinary meaning. On the other hand, there is deeper meaning or inner meaning. The ordinary reader may be satisfied with the outer meaning or surface meaning, but intelligent reader will find the layers of meaning, different layers of meaning, deeper meanings by reading the poems seriously. But it's not an easy job. It's really a Herculean task to get the hidden meaning or the real meaning. Why? Because Robert Frost is a Yankee farmer whose sentences are simple in looking, but they have the deep philosophy of life. So that's why there is one thing about his poems. There is a deceptive simplicity in his poems. Poems look simple in language, outwardly, but inwardly there is no simplicity, there is complexity. So, like a farmer, he appeals the readers or us to accept life or to have an approach towards life as it is. Like kids, he accepts the facts of life, the reality of life as it is. Life with its weal and woes, its tragedy as well as comedy. Okay, thank you very much.